Chapter 646. The part I had shown was mostly focused on the latter half, but it seemed that there were more detailed opinions about monsters resembling animals in the front section. I will take a closer look at that when we arrive at the southern branch. After the conversation had ended, Kishir stated this. The bundle of papers written by the first Duke of Tain was rolled up in leather and tucked away in the commander's luggage, safe from any intrusion. The three spent the night, and as dawn broke, they hastily departed the small village, setting their course southward. Their journey was slightly delayed due to deviating from their path twice and spending a period in heat, but this was no issue for them. They were capable individuals who could adjust their speed of travel at will. We will be arriving at Charloin soon. Yes, at this pace, we will soon pass through the Red Twilight Gate, the pride of the southern region's largest trading city. Kishir shaded his eyes with his hand, gazing intently at the distant faint landscape. The southern branch of the cavalry was to be established in Charloin, the largest maritime trading city in the southern part of the empire. The lord governing Charloin, a cadet branch of the fourth great ducal family, Herney, was not particularly welcoming of this. However, Yidder, aware of this, still strongly advocated for its construction there. The reason was straightforward. It was because of the events that were soon to be unfold there. While the Western Thainu gains profit through land trade with the Western nations, Southern Charloin connects the South and North through maritime trade. It's an ideal place for the secret influx of foreign cultures and therefore, the port city overflowing with those who could simply flee by boat after committing crimes. Charloin was a perfect breeding ground for illegal activities. In his previous life, this environment had flourished, blossoming into a hub of crime. The pleasure-loving nobility called it a city of delight and happiness, losing themselves in its allure. Regardless of status, many succumbed to drug addiction and became ensnared in the illegal fighting rings, losing their way in life. In his previous life, the southern branch of the cavalry, due to the vehement opposition of these nobles, was initially established in a different city. This caused delays in their operations. What use was it to arrive a step late in matters of security? Without any friendly assistance, the branch alone struggled under these worst-case scenarios. But this time will be different. The opposition of the establishment of the cavalry branch was the same as in his previous life. In fact, Kishir had heard through interim reports that the backlash was even stronger. However, this time, they had the legitimate and healthy Emperor Kalusa backing them, surrounded by numerous allies. Considering the key provided by these allies, now resting in his luggage awaiting its use, nothing felt too challenging. In fact, the priority at the southern branch is more this matter than recruiting for the cavalry. Yidder revisited his plans for the southern region before his arrival. First, upon arrival, he would unhesitantly force those opposing the construction of the cavalry branch to shut their mouths with a decisive fist holding the key. Second, he would seek out the budding illegal fight rings and drug trades, uprooting them completely and burning them to ashes. Thirdly, as a final step, they would track down the traces of southern merchants they had missed in the west and simultaneously deal with the adjustments to the Star of Nagran. Perfect. In reality, accomplishing all these tasks within a few days might seem impossible. But hadn't they been preparing all this time to make it possible? Yidder glanced sideways at the man striding effortlessly beside him. Somehow, noticing the silent gaze, Kishir immediately turned his head. Their eyes met and his softened into a warm smile. An indistinct face that no one could guess the identity of, altered by magic. His hair changed to a brown hue, yet he was none other than Duke Kishir Lahore, the commander of the cavalry, trusted by all its members and most of all by Yidder. With him by his side, Yidder felt assured, as it had always been so far. Charloin was always famous for its pleasant weather. The temperature never dropped too low, and with its eternal sapphire sea, it was also renowned as a resort destination. In this giant trading city that also served as a resort, several men and women with somewhat intimidated expressions quietly made their appearance. Dagon, around the street. Is this where the cavalry branch is located? Of course it is. Didn't you ask the same thing when we arrived? But every time we asked, people looked at us as if we were strange. I just wanted to make sure. The particularly anxious young boy prodded Dagon, the man he addressed, who turned to him. Jack, listen to me. No one here knows that we came from the Star of Nagran's base. We are not fleeing. We chose to come here. You know that, right? Yeah. You have seen the letter from Ragnar, who left earlier after hearing Robel's advice. If we just get there, we won't have to live like before. If we pass the test, even if not, just securing a contract will allow us to work and live properly. Silence fell. Upon hearing the names Robel and Ragnar, those who were anxious clenched their lips, their expressions firming with resolve. They were awakeners, former colleagues of Robel at the Western Branch and survivors from the now defunct Star of Nagran's Western Base. Not all were from the Western Base, some were from the Southern Base, but their purpose for the long journey was the same. They had left the chaotic Star of Nagran aspiring to join the cavalry. Had they left the base earlier, they might have already undergone the cavalry's enlistment test. But there had been a reason for their delay. Doubting Robel's recommendation, they had divided themselves into two groups. The braver and more skilled advance team went to Charloin first to take the cavalry test. After receiving their communication, the follow-up team left the desert base and arrived here as the second group. It was never easy for several people to leave a place they had been part of at once, but desperation made it all possible. Ragnar, he paused, didn't he? Yes, so we can do it too. The Awakeners looked at each other, steeling their resolve. However, upon finally finding the cavalry's southern branch after asking around, their firm resolve faced the brink of collapse. There have been already 5 complaints about loud noises coming from here today. 5. Do you remember what we decided to do if there was one more complaint? Either pay a fine or leave. The Southern Sapphire Mage Union will never tolerate any group that seeks to tarnish the history of Charloin. We will protest with a firm resolve here to ensure the safety of Charloin. Resolve, commitment, absolute protest. What in the world is happening? The building, seemingly an old structure barely refurbished to hang a sign, appeared acceptable. After all, it was marked cavalry. Oh, is this again the mages who is talking all this bullshit? Oh, come on. However, instead of candidates for the test, the front was filled with haughty mages in elegant robes and stern-faced officials looking as if not even needle could penetrate their seriousness. Is this the cavalry branch? May I enter? Are you here to register for the member recruitment test? At that moment, someone in a black uniform, looking extremely tired, noticed them while standing with crossed arms in a corner. The Awakeners from the Star of Nagran hesitantly approached him. Yes, we are. Right now, as you can see, the main entrance is chaotic, so please use the side door. The side door? If you knock on the wall right behind where I'm standing like this, it will open. The cavalry member tapped behind him where he leaned. Astonishingly, the wall became semi-transparent, allowing a hand to pass through. The Awakeners from the Star of Nagran realized that this was a creation of someone's power and widened their eyes. Their own base had been protected with various devices to prevent easy access, but they had never managed to make the entrance invisible, even when it was right beside them. Whoever created this was indeed a remarkable Awakener. They sneakily entered through the wall, avoiding the eyes of the mages and officials. Just as they were all about to pass through, the tired cavalry member suddenly cried out in delight. Ah, finally, they are here. However, as the door closed behind them, they could not hear who had arrived. Oh, I'm looking for a fight, But it might not be a fight because he either has Western Mage Union letter, Thias Yeoman's letter, the court or the Imperial Mage's letter, or a ring or a brooch. So he has like a lot of letter of recommendations. Unless like they are looking for a fight, which I would very much welcome. It's been a while since we fought.